Hi Akhilesh, how are you?
Hello, sir. I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Okay, can you tell us something about yourself?
Sure, sir. So, first of all, thanks for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Akhilesh Tripathi. I'm basically from Varanasi. I have done my graduation in BTech Computer Science from Rajkumar Goel Institute of Technology, Ghaziabad. And since after that, I got the opportunity to work with Wipro as a software tester. And currently, I have overall 3 years of experience working as a software tester. And in my like recent project, I have worked on automation testing, more on
Mm,
automation testing, and we have used Selenium with Python and Pytest as a testing framework to develop the test cases. And we have used page object model where we have separated our test case with page objects, and also we have performed testing on multiple test cases and test scenarios based on the uh, test cases and the category. And also for build management tool, we have used Maven, and for version controlling we are using Git, and for defect management tool we are using Jira. And yes, sir, that's all about myself and my roles and responsibility.
mm-hmm. Okay, so how do you run the automation? How do you trigger the automation?
Sir, like to run the automation, first I used to create the automation script, and then I like basically run the automation with the help of tools such as the Selenium tool. That's how I run the automation test scripts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so whenever you get this kind of question, you have to tell that you are using DevOps tools,
Sure.
maybe Travis CI, maybe Azure DevOps, maybe Jenkins, whichever tools that you are using that you can tell, because these days no one will be running the scripts manually.
Yes.
Everyone will be running the automation scripts only
Yes.
via DevOps only. Okay, now what is the difference between list and tuples?
Sir, list and tuples basically they both are data structure, but in list, like we can store multiple data types, and in tuples, list are basically mutable.
Hmm.
So we can change the value of items in the list, but tuples are immutable, and we can also store different multiple data types in tuples, but the items that are present in the list are tuples are immutable, so we cannot change them or update them. That's the
Hmm.
main major difference between list and tuple.
Okay, what do you mean by mutable and immutable?
So mutable means we can update. If something is mutable, then we can update that value, and if something is not immutable, then we can't update that value, its value.
Okay. See, when you get this question in a real-time interview, so these are the differences. These are the points that you need to cover. So one is mutability that you covered, syntax, square brackets,
Yes,
parentheses,
sir.
performance-wise, list is slower, right? This is faster. Use cases, collections that change. This is for fixed collections. This is less efficient. This is more efficient. Many methods are available here. You have limited methods only, right? So these are the pointers that you have to cover. Okay, now let's go to the next question. What is marker in PyTest?
So with the help of marker, we can mark any test case. Like um suppose we have to group some test cases together. Then to group those test cases, we can use mark keyword, and with
Hmm.
the help of those keywords, we can run those group tests like on a single run. We don't have to run all those test cases separately. We can
Hmm.
run all those cases like on one go with the help of mark keyword, and we
Hmm.
just have to put mark keyword on the above to the test case. That's how we
Hmm.
mark the test case.
Okay, so let me share my screen. Hmm. See, if you get this question, what is marker in a PyTest? So markers are the definition that you were telling that was correct only. It helps you to categorize, it helps you to arrange the similar group of tests. similar test you can arrange, you can keep them in a similar group based on their characteristics, right? And let's say if you have to skip some particular group, so you can skip the entire group of those tests, right? If you're not confident, if those are having some kind of intermittent tests, so they are expected to fail, so you can remove them as well. So common use of markers are, it is helping you to group the test. It is helping you with the selective execution, conditional execution, right? And this is how you'll be defining and using marker. So you can define the marker using @pytest.mark
Yes, sir.
decorator. Hmm?
Okay, sir.
So this is how you'll be defining this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now let us go to the next question. Okay, what is the difference between implicit and explicit weight?
So, sir, implicit weight and explicit weight. Sir, implicit weight is a global weight which we give implicit weight. With the help of implicit weight, we globally assign wait time to all our, and that weight will be applied on all the operations that we perform. And the explicit weight is only given to a specific test case or any specific operation where the operation is taking some more extra time. So to do not fail our test cases or board test script, so we give the explicit weight. That's the
Mhm.
difference between implicit and explicit
Okay,
weights.
any particular use case which you are able to recall where you have used these weights?
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. So while creating the script automation script for a website, I first of all I used implicit weight truly like globally, and then like in the test case, in I got a scenario where like after applying the code, the coupon code, it was taking some more extra time to
Hmm.
get on the other page or give the output that the code was successfully applied. So
Hmm.
get to achieve that successful execution, I have used explicit wait there.
Okay, okay, great. Now, can you write a program in Python language to count the occurrences of a character in a string? Okay, you can use your name as a string, Akhilesh itself. So you have to count how many characters are coming and how many, what is the frequency, what is the occurrence of the character in that string.
Can I share my screen for
Yes,
that or
yes.
just
Yeah, yeah, you can share your screen. You can open Notepad++, ID, whichever you are comfortable with.
can you just please repeat the question again?
Yeah, yeah. I have sent the question in the chat box. We can
Oh,
copy,
yes.
yeah, and you can paste it on the notepad itself. You have to count the number of occurrences of the character within the string.
So, like, I have
Hmm.
to count a specific word, like
Yeah, so you can count, let's take H.
H. Okay,
Hmm.
so Sir, I'm not able to recall the exact method, but I'm just confused
Yeah,
between
yeah,
the count and
no
there is
worries.
other method
Mm-hmm.
which is used to count, like find out the occurrence of any word.
Mm. So you can take 1 or 2 minutes to try, and then I'll tell you.
Sure, sir. Okay,
Let's say if you don't want to go for count, you can go for loop as well.
okay, okay.
Mm. Just use a normal for loop.
Sir, I totally forgot
Okay,
what
okay, no
would be
worries.
idea.
Yeah, yeah, no worries, no worries. Let me share my screen. So let this be an open question for the people who are watching this video. How will you count the number of occurrences of a character, some particular character in a string? So you can put your answers in the comment section of the video itself. And meanwhile, Akhilesh,
Yes,
let
sir.
me showcase you. So there are two approaches. One is the regular method, the name method to get the count. So what we will do here is we'll iterate the entire string for that particular character, and then we'll increase the counter when we encounter that particular character. So we are counting E. Let's say string is learning. Okay, count is E. So for I in test underscore string, so we have initialized this particular string. So if I is equal to E, and then counter will be incremented. So E is coming only once here, right? Then you'll be printing that particular result.
Yes,
Now, if you say using the count method that you were using, so count is also one of the approach. So that is also correct approach that you thought. So using count is the most conventional method. So this is most usable again to get the occurrences of any element in the container, right? This is easy. So you can initialize a string, same thing. And using count, you can just put the string dot count, and then you can print the result, right? So these two are the ways, but it's not these two, but there are other ways as well. So if you see, you can also use regular expressions. You can use lambda expressions, right? These are all the methods you can use. You can also use, there is one more method which has been used, dot count of operator dot count of method is also there, which you can use, right?
sir.
And
Yes, sir.
in this particular context. Okay, now let's say there is a use case in Selenium in which you have to upload the file by using Selenium Python code. So how you will achieve it? How you will upload the file? There is a website, there is a functionality in which you have to upload a file. Hmm. Okay, okay. So let me show you that answer. See, you can upload the file in this manner. Yeah, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. So first you will initialize. this driver equal to webdriver.chrome, and you will get to that particular website. You will navigate to that website. Then file upload driver.find element by.id. Okay, then file upload dot send keys. So this object that we have created, no, dot send keys. Okay,
Okay.
and then you'll replace it with
Okay.
the
So
file, whichever file you want to upload, can replace it here, the path of that file, and then you have to click on the submit button, and then driver.quit.
So I knew that we like put give any input by
Hmm.
using send keys, but I
So
haven't uploaded any performed any uploaded task in my framework,
okay.
so I was not able
Uh,
to. But yeah,
okay.
sir, I know.
No worries, no worries. See, even if you haven't done that task runtime,
Yes, sir.
even if you haven't done that thing real time in your project, but you have an idea, so
Yes, sir.
you can speak in an interview that things that that answer will help you to get selected in the interviews as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hmm? Okay, so this is one of the question. Okay, so how will you work with the spreadsheets in Python Selenium?
So to work with the spreadsheet, first we will like open the spreadsheet in our script, and then we will read the script spreadsheet, and then we'll perform the operation by using the methods to retrieve or to update any data from the
Hmm.
spreadsheet. So that's how we take any data for our test case or for our test execution from the spreadsheet.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Okay, okay. So let's say you have a list, you have a number list. So let me share that in the chat box. You have a number list, let's say 15, 85, 35, 89, 125 are the numbers. You have to find the maximum number in that list. So what will you do? If you have to find the maximum number. So can you write some logic? I'm not asking you to write the end-to-end program, just the logic. Can you share the screen?
Yes, so
Yeah, yeah. So this is the number list that you have.
so first of all, I will run a loop and I will iterate through each
Hmm,
item, and
correct,
I
correct.
will check that I will compare each item with sequence kind of thing.
So what would be that if condition? You can take your time to think. In a real-time interview as well, you can take your time to think. There's no problem with that.
So I'm not able to answer it.
Mm-hmm. No worries, no worries. So, see, this is how you will be writing the code. Let me share my screen. I'm just telling you the logic.
Yes,
So, yeah, is the screen visible to you?
yes, no, sir.
Hmm? Okay, let me reshare it then. Okay. Hmm. Now, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. See, you can get the question on maximum number, you can get the question on minimum number. You were correct. Partially, your answer was correct. You'll be going for a loop, for loop. Okay, so you'll iterate, and then you'll have one if condition. So, as and when the number is less than the next number, if you are going for a maximum, then take that number and store it at place. If you're going for a minimum, then the same thing but a different condition. If minimum number is greater than num, here if maximum number is less than num, right? So that's
Yes,
how
sir.
you will be taking. So next, if it is less than num, then num max number takes the value of your number, and that will be used for further checks.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great, great. Okay, now how would you handle test data management in Python automation?
Like, sir, the test data that we get in the report or the test data we use for our execution.
Test data management, let's say if you have to read some data from Excel file or CSV file or JSON file or some database, then how you will do it?
So, like, sir, till now I have fetched my data from a text file and to use the data from the text file I have used like a keyword to open text file with reader mode or write mode, and that's how I like perform the activity on the any external external file.
Hmm.
So yes, sir, that's all I have done till now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, no worries. Okay. Mm. Hmm. What is BDD framework?
So BDD framework is a behavioral driven development in which the development is more aligned towards the um, like data driven functionality framework in which we more focus on where we are getting the data from the different scope where we get the data. So like that comes under BDD framework.
Hmm. So BTD framework is a framework, it's an automation framework in which basically you will be able to collaborate, your technical team will be able to collaborate with the non-technical team members. So your subject matter experts or your business team would be creating feature files, and you would be taking care as an automation developer, you would be taking care of the code that you have to write in the step definition file and the test runner file. You'll be creating code for the keywords that are submitted by the business team, right? So it's a behavioral driven development framework in which the subject matter experts, the business team can also collaborate, right?
Yes, sir.
So these are the components as well. If anyone asks you what are the components, so you have step definition, you have feature file, you have test runner file. All these are components of BDD framework. What is the significance of background keyword in BDD framework? Background keyword is used to actually execute the prerequisite or certain amount of test that you want to be executed before your actual test. So that is taken care by background keyword. Something repetitively if you want to execute,
Yes,
then
sir.
you can assign it as a background keyword.
Sir, I'm
Background
aware of it, but I'm just not aware of the word that instead of background keyword, I used
you
something like feature keyword. Sorry,
okay
fixture,
fixture
uh,
you were using.
fixture, and to get all these like operations or methods, we put all the utilities in const test file.
Hmm.
So that's I'm aware of that. I was not aware of background keywords.
Right, right. No worries, no worries. That's totally fine. Okay, Akhilesh, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Yeah. Okay then.